Where can you find great shoes for a very low price? Stay tuned and I'll tell you where. Welcome back to another episode of Trenton and Heath, where we are talking about all things shoes. So we get a lot of guys that come into our shop and they ask, what is a great brand that I can get for, under $100? I don't have a lot of money to spend on shoes. If you're willing to pay $200, $300, $400 or more, okay, the shoes get better and better as you go along. But under $100 is really hard to find a great, well-made shoe for that price. If you're able to put some money toward a shoe that is maybe just a little bit worn, then you can definitely get a great buy for under $100. And that is exactly what I did last week. I went on to eBay and I found a pair of these Allen Edmonds, originally retailing for around $395, $400 for 22 bucks. So they need a little work. They have a hole in the sole here and they've seen their better days. But if you look at the overall quality of the shoe, the outsoles, the insoles, they're in really good shape. I mean, a little bit of polishing, a new resole on the bottom of these shoes, and man, you're looking at almost a brand new Allen Edmonds for $22. Now, granted, for most folks, you're going to have to put a little money toward the repair of the shoe, but I'm telling you, at $22, plus about $80 for a full resole, you're coming out at right at $100 for a $400 pair of Allen Edmonds that are going to be with you for years if you keep them in good shape. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take you behind the scenes to show you a complete overhaul of these Allen Edmonds Cliftons. Let's do it. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've got this pair of Allen Edmonds, and like I said, the soles are really shot. There's a hole in this one. The top lift pads are completely worn down too. Now the uppers are in terrific shape. There's no cuts, no tears, no pulled stitching. Everything looks amazing on the uppers. And that's a very, very important thing to look for. Now, if the uppers are completely shot, or if you have tears, rips in them, or stitching coming out everywhere, it's probably not a good pair of shoes to put your money into. But if the uppers are in great shape, the soles of the shoe and the heels of the shoe can often be redone, especially if the welt of the shoe around here is in really good shape too, like this pair. So what we're going to do is do a complete overhaul today. All right, we're going to start by removing the top lifts here. And then we're going to remove the heel block. And one thing I love about these Allen Edmonds is that the heel blocks come off so easily. And that's not a bad thing. I know, some folks think, well, you don't want the heel block to just come off when you're wearing them. Well, they don't on the Allen Edmonds. Allen Edmonds is just a very well-made shoe, and that's just part of it. The blocks are easy to remove. They're easy to repair. There's some brands out there that it seems like it takes an hour just to get one heel block off, and I just don't think that's the sign of good quality when it's taking you forever to get something apart on it. All right, those are off. I'm going to take this glue thinner here, squirt it all over the shoe to really loosen up that glue that's holding the leather sole on. Now what I'm doing is just taking this tool here and kind of squirting it along in between the sole and the welt, and just kind of creating a gap in between those two so that I can then run my knife around it. Okay, so we got that one off. Now as you can see, the cork in this is still in good shape, but because they're mine and I want to redo it and just make it as new as possible, I'm going to remove all of this old cork, put new cork inside. Alright guys, so just for the sake of time, I went ahead and took care of some steps without showing it on video, but I'll kind of catch you up to where we're at. I went ahead and removed all of the old cork from the shoe and I put in fresh cork here. I also went ahead and as soon as I put the cork in, I put some glue all over the sole or on top of the cork and along the welt line there. And I also went ahead and applied glue to our sole leather. Now, because we're trying to keep this video and the project under $100, I went with our house leather. Now, the house leather is an Argentine leather. It's, I would say, grade-wise, A through F. I would put it around a B, B minus maybe. It's a good leather. It serves its purpose, but I wouldn't put it up there in the A category with, like, you know, a JR soles or another German leather that we carry. You know, because these are Goodyear welted, you could also put a day-night rubber sole on there or a Vibram or whatever you would want to do. But again, for the sake of keeping it under $100, we're going to go with our house leather here. All right, now we're ready to stick the soles on. We're also going to put this on the press to really give it a tight fit as well. Alright guys, so the shoe's off the press. I went ahead and started trimming this one around with this machine here. I'm going to go ahead and do the same to this one. Again, what this thing does is it gives a really good seal between the sole leather and the welt. And then this one here is a blade that runs around and trims off this excess leather. Okay, so you can still see we have some leather overhang here. So we're going to go take it through the blade over here and score this down, and then groove it or put a trench in the shoe here and stitch it. Be right back. All right, guys. So I went ahead, I sanded down the edges here. As you can see, I put a trench along the shoe, and now what we're going to do is take this outsole stitcher here and stitch the shoe up. Alright guys, so we're back. Again, I went ahead and sped things up a little bit. What you can see here, I put a little bit of a design around the shoe here. Now what we're going to do is dye the leather soles. I think we're going to go with a cordovan color. It's a little bit different. Just add a little bit of color to it. And then after we do that, we'll put the heel blocks on and we'll be almost finished. Alright, so we've got them all stained up, and now it's time to put on the heel blocks. Alright guys, so we've got the heels put on, put the nail work in there just for some fun, spice it up a little bit, and now what we're going to do is just try to clean up the outsoles of these. Or the uppers of these a little bit better. We're going to remove these old cotton laces that just don't look good with the shoe. We'll put some waxed thin dress laces in there. And then what we'll probably do is use some of the Saphir Renovateur to kind of clean and condition the shoe. I don't know when the last time the leather's really been conditioned, so that'll be a good product to use. I'll follow it up with the Medal d'Or Black Cream here. That'll put a lot of the pigment and shine back into the shoe. And then the last step that I'll use is some of the Medal d'Or Pad Deluxe shoe wax. And I'll probably put a little bit on the toes and on the heel of the shoe, put a little bit more of a shine back in it. So I'll get started and show you the final product when we're done. All right, so we're all done with the eBay challenge. Like I said earlier, I got this pair of Allen Edmonds Cliftons for $22 on eBay after about an $80 resole. The shoes, you've spent right around $100. And again, you spent that for a great quality shoe that's going to last you a long time. So as you can see, we completely resoled the shoe. It has new top lifts, new soles. I put a good shine on there, and the shoes look brand new. And again, all of that for right around $100. So again, whenever you have a question and you want to know what shoes can I get for $100 or less, this is going to be a great place to look online on those resale places like eBay. You can get them cheaper than $100, and when I say cheaper, I paid $22 for these, but again, they had a hole in the sole and it needed a lot of work on the bottoms. If you look, there are better deals out there that don't need a lot of work, and you may spend around $40, $50 for Allen Edmonds. Now, the more popular styles I've noticed, like Park Avenues, the McAllisters, the Strands, those are generally going to be a little bit higher because a lot of people want those styles. But again, if you just keep an eye out, keep looking around, I promise you there's great deals to be found. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you would like to see more like this, then leave us a comment below, give us a thumbs up. Again, subscribe to our channel, and we have a lot more to come. Thanks again. Have a great day.